The night before I was supposed to marry Randolph Delgado, the richest family in the capital suddenly announced they were looking for a bride for their comatose heir. Before I could even react, Randolph removed my engagement ring and placed it on my adopted sister Nanette's finger instead. "She's taken," he posted online. Just like that, 7 years of love became a joke. When I confronted him, his expression barely changed. "Nanette can't survive marrying a vegetable," he said calmly. "You're already pregnant. The Gilberts would never accept you anyway." I stared at him in disbelief. 7 years. I took a knife for him once, drank myself into stomach bleeding for his business deals, went through IVF just to give him a child because he said he wanted a family, and in the end, none of it mattered more than Nanette. Everyone expected me to cry and beg. Instead, I smiled. "Okay," I said softly. "I understand." Randolph thought I would stay like always. What he didn't know was that the moment he left with Nanette to shop for wedding dresses, the Gilbert family came to see me personally. "If you marry our son," Mrs. Gilbert said gently, "half his fortune and several American estates will belong to you." I lowered my eyes to my still flat stomach. "I'll marry him." Then I booked an abortion appointment. The next few days, Randolph publicly acted like Nanette's perfect fiancé while privately promising me I would still be his real wife. "It's just for appearances," he said while holding me. "You'll always be the one I love." But the same night, he kissed Nanette in front of everyone at a banquet while the guests mocked me openly. Crystal got dumped. She'll probably crawl back as his mistress. Nanette smiled sweetly and demanded I hand over every key to Randolph's properties. So I did. I dropped every key at her feet. "Congratulations," I said quietly. "You're the lady of the house now." For the first time, Randolph looked uneasy, but it didn't last. Soon after, Nanette framed me for bullying her, splashed herself with juice, and cried into Randolph's arms. Without hesitation, he smashed a wine glass at me. The shattered glass sliced open my hand. Still, he only cared whether Nanette was frightened. That night, I finally realized something cruel. Randolph never loved me equally. I was just the obedient girl he rescued from an orphanage years ago. A girl who would endure anything as long as he occasionally showed her kindness. Then Nanette burned the last belongings left behind by the orphanage director who raised me. When I slapped her for it, Randolph shoved me toward the fire and called those keepsakes worthless junk. Something inside me died completely that day. But the final blow came later. Nanette drugged herself and accused me of setting her up. Randolph believed her instantly. As punishment, he tied me to a chair and forced me to watch while he slept with her all night. Meanwhile, I was miscarrying our baby. By morning, blood soaked through my clothes. Still, when Nanette pretended to feel unwell, Randolph abandoned me on the floor and carried her to the hospital first. That was the moment I stopped loving him. After the miscarriage surgery, Randolph dragged me out of bed and forced me to donate blood to save Nanette's life. "She's your sister," he snapped. "Stop being selfish." He never noticed the miscarriage report lying beside my hospital bed. Or maybe he simply didn't care. I pulled out my phone. My fingers trembled as I sent my location to Isabel. An hour later, I boarded a private jet to America. Inside the private hospital, my new husband lay sleeping peacefully in a coma. I looked at the ring on my finger, intertwined our hands together, and posted a photo online. Caption: "Taken." From that moment on, Randolph Delgado had nothing to do with me.